Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Excellency Heavy League. It is time for the semifinals, and we are going to be wrapping up, of course, a week of rap battles to hype up our semifinals teams that have made it here. The last four of Heavy League, the highest league we have here in Excellency. And to start us off, our first matchup of the night that we will be talking about, Glaive Esports Onyx, the reigning organization here in Heavy League, up against the stalwarts, the historical stalwarts in Lotus.
Yeah, these two teams told histories already to be seen. Glaive, obviously a new roster, but championship organization. Lotus, probably the best team ever to exist in Excellency's history. Of course, I'm just kidding. Get your bias caster memes out of the way. Twitch chat, go ahead and flame me now. I'm excited to be covering it. My rap covers them well, and I hope these guys can do something impressive. But Glaive, man, like this team has looked so clean throughout the split that this one, I mean, I can jump ahead of the gun here. I think this one's going to game 5.
Well, you see on the primary stream, though, we're also going to get Sparta Prime versus Who Flashed That 5, which I also think is going to go to game 5. But unfortunately, I'm not rapping for that one. I'm rapping for the side of Glaive here for our epic rap battles of Excellency.
Yeah, so let's not jump ahead of ourselves. You know, you got Glaive Lotus, and you know what? I believe Phoenix rap is going to kick us off here.
No, please.
They call me the hype god. Nobody can contest this what I've got. Brave Onyx is so hot. Lotus does not even have a shot. While it's hurt in the top lane, explosive like butane, accelerates lane. Giga plays his own game. King weak side, his gangplank is so fly. Bat and I will barrel and you'll die. No jungle pressure gonna save you from his wrath. Come late game, he'll go on the warpath. First team move, cause every other top is trash. Start praying, cause Giga's gonna whip your ass. Moving down to the jungle, not Yoshi is awful. Get crushed by mixed shoot him, so contest destroys him. Got money, outfarms you, gets max wage. And he's hungry, he looks for the engage. Give him Nocturne and his lights out, say goodbye. Give him Hacker on the Ult2 and your team dies. No matter what you give him, he is so fly. He will crush you like a bitch, take you for a ride. I roll into the mid lane, GVL is so team domesticated, his game sucks, his is be the same. Bubbles MIA, he really gets his way.
Okay.
Give him Zoe and you better go run and hide. Paddle throw you like a bitch and you go die. If you don't, Champ Ocean is high tide. Outplays you like a god and it's his time. Finally, on the bot side, Waffle Kiwi should hide. Temperature will really shine for the guys like you should find. Teams on their back as they go on the attack. Don't slack, they'll destroy you cause you are a hack. Janos Galio will enter like a hero, but to him you are nothing but a zero. Temper follows up with Varus piercing arrow. Get used to gray screen cause that's what you will see, yo. They call me the hype god. Nobody can contest it's what I've got. Glaive Onyx are so hot. Lotus does not even have a shot.
Oh wow! I love the fact, Phoenix, that didn't even sound like you. Like the words, the tone, everything didn't sound like you. If you didn't tell me you were the one doing this, I wouldn't have known.
This is me. My rap voice is so bad I had to put it through a myriad of vocal effects just to make it sound decent.
I thought it was like the witness protection program. Like after you say that, you're scared that JBL was going to come after you. Because
of course. JBL, like he's like, what did he say? I'm like, well, you know, you heard me. I'm up to bat for my boys in Glaive. You got it. Sorry, JBL. You got the puppy dog face. That's why you domesticated. All right. Moving on to Necrox's rap here.
Have you seen JBL on Twitter? The man looks like a beast. I wouldn't smack talk that guy. He'd just look at you and you'd keel over. Like, I don't know, man.
All right, I guess we're gonna go from hard rock Finnick rap here to whatever Necrox has done. Let's see what we got.
Excellency Heavy League diss track, baby. I'm back. Mark 2. Best team in the split. Not even talking smack. Lotus. Wait.
Check your standings.
Remind me again. We play who? Who? Lotus. Yeah, the best in the scene with the future so compelling, heavy turn in jealous queen, no match. battle or doubt for the boys. Stand by, Glaive. Watch as your lanes get destroyed. The kings are here, taking their throne. Watch as their max potential becomes known. It's a team gap. You are through and through. Hey, at least third place has a nice view. Accelerate and Yoshi, we run this top side. There ain't no way that you could describe. Giga and Shoot fall by the wayside. Bow down to your rulers and watch a rift divide. JBL creates his own damn mid-kingdom. 1v1 him, just feed his income. Can't handle the pressure? Then get it out your system. Take your base now or get the next victim. See what I'm saying? You can't stop this team. Step foot near top, grab and prepare to scream. Oh, and Finnick, take your silly little rap back to Seraphine.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Ouch.
The best in the scene, with the future still compelling, heavy turning jealous green, no match, battle, or doubt for the boys. Stand by, Glaive, watch as your lanes get destroyed. The kings are here, taking their throne. Watch as their max potential becomes known. It's a team gap. You are through and through. Hey, at least third place, it has a nice view. Now it's time for the icing on the cake. This 2v2 makes any bot lane break. Waffle and Kiwi, they give no escape. Best ADC and heavy, yeah, make no mistake. Kiwi has stunned your whole back line, while Waffle has ripped out your entire spine. This duo simply cannot be stopped. Back to the Grace Grammys, your whole team gets dropped. Don't worry, player Ezreal, you're just another kill on a Lotus hype reel. Yeah, it's a rapper with a big neck. I forgot to ask, but how's it feel? Lotus, yeah, the best in the scene, with the future still compelling, heavy turning jealous green, no match, battle, or doubt for the boys. Stand by, Glaive, watch as your laners get destroyed. The kings are here, taking their throne. Watch as their max potential becomes known. It's a team gap. You are through and through. Hey, at least third place, it has a nice view. Come on, guys, we can't keep passing up on Lotus. This team is too good. Let's be real. It's Waffle King.
Bias.
In and
Bias.
out every day. 200 years of pain coming your way. See you on the Rift.
Hey, man, that's why we gave him Lotus, because Bias caster.
Easy.
I can't help
Easy
but notice
peasy.
though, Necrox, you're dissing their lanes, but McShoot'ems kind of got away easy on that one, eh?
Yeah, like
One throwaway line for McShooters there, yeah.
All right, let's be honest. We're not looking in Lotus and saying the jungle's gonna carry. That's all I'm gonna say. I love you, Yoshi, but it's JBL and Waffle every day.
Oh man. Well, see, the thing is, you're supposed to hype up all of your team. Judges, can we get a winner on that one? By the way,
there are no judges
We
here.
have judges.
I was
this is not
like
a courtroom.
RMC DJ. Who you got? Like, come on.
I'm a host, not a judge, sir. You're asking me to do things outside of my job description.
RMC, you're the impartial judge here.
I'm not
all right.
picking one.
Let the people vote, man. Can we get a
Yeah,
Twitch
there
chat
you
poll
go.
in here?
No,
There you go.
moderators,
Yeah, Twitch
get a
chat
poll
poll
up.
That's the way we do it.
poll up.
Yeah, come on.
No, you can't do that.
And
you can't
while
do that
the
to me.
poll goes up, let's talk about something that was mentioned there. A little bit of shade coming from Necrox here at Yoshi. It's meant to the best possible way. But you're talking about JVL and Waffle as the carry. So let's start there as we dig a little bit deeper into our matchup here on the stream too between Glaive and Lotus. Why are these two so important to their team, Necrox?
I mean, it's just a Lotus organization thing. Maybe Fever faults a little bit from the train, but every Lotus org plays the same way. It's scale for 25 minutes, 30 minutes, wait for third dragon. As soon as you have an actual objective to fight over that means something, and you use your gold difference, you trade for heralds, you get turret plates, and the carries in mid and bot just do everything for you. Whether it's Saint Alucard, JVL, Waffle Wheel, Necrox, you can't really tell them apart. We're all super good, and yeah, you just win late game team fights without skill. That's just the Lotus way.
Wait, you're saying they're unskilled though?
If this was lane by lane, I would have just timed you out there, Necrox, for throwing that little one in right there, buddy. Sneaking yourself in. We heard Shelly already talk about this, and Shelly's word is law around here. But I'll focus on the rest of that. Necrox, you're leaking a little bit of the strats here from Lotus. An interesting take on this team. What do you make of that style? And do you guys on the desk here think that that can stand up to someone like Glaive?
I mean, it really comes. I think this is going to come down to the early game. McShootums exerts so much pressure in the jungle. Obviously, second team jungler has out-jungled pretty much everyone else this season, even in matchups where we think it would be a little bit closer. So I'm really looking, once again, towards that jungle. McShootums has to get his team ahead early, probably around that mid lane. I know you pointed out JVL as a strong side, but at the same time, for Glaive, Puffles is a strong side. We've talked about him even as far back as the all teams. You said Puffles was snubbed, right? You're like, even casters who voted RMC here, yeah, exactly, saying Puffles was snubbed for that position. So this mid jungle duo needs to get ahead for Glaive, and they need to buy time for their scaler in the top lane, Giga, best top laner in the league, by the way, to come online and then make a difference. RMC. Yeah, you got something to say. I can already tell.
No, I agree with what you said. Like, I do think, that Glaive does have ways into the game. And I think one of the biggest problems they're going to have is actually their bot lane, Tupper and Jado here. We saw them last week on second stream. They are a very stable bot lane in the laning phase, and I don't think that's what Glaive needs right now. Glaive needs to blow up the bot lane. Don't let Waffle Wheel farm whatsoever here. Just party down there, and all of that involves McShootums, Puffles. You need to get those MIA pings coming to the mid lane. Puffles needs to be roaming constantly, getting down there. I'm not even looking at Puffles versus JVL anymore. It just feels like Glaive versus Waffle Wheel. And if you shut Waffle Wheel down, JVL is good, but JVL is not the 1v9 player here.
All right, so a lot of focus going to be on Waffle Wheel, as alluded to in the song, in the rap, in the gameplay, in the game times. It's all going to come down to this AD carry for Lotus. And maybe talk to me a little bit about what makes him so special, right? Is it that lane smashing? Is it just pure team fighting? What makes Waffle Wheel so good for this team, so critical, and the best thing we've seen for Lotus since Alistair?
I just want to say I won. I don't even hear what you said, DJ. I won the Twitch chat poll. I'm out.
That's because people could get extra votes by doing it with coins.
Then get six, Finnick. Have you ever heard of it? People are sipping for me in chat. They see the neck, they see the real estate, and it's all here, right on camera. Finnick, I'm telling you, man, you just don't know how to play the system. I gotta unlock.
Okay. Going back to the game, I will say I think what makes Waffle Wheel so good certainly isn't Necrox or his simp. So I think it's his own personal simp, Kiwi. In that Kiwiism is just body blocking. Like, he kind of will throw his body in there to block everything and anything coming the way of Waffle Wheels, so that Waffle Wheel can get the damage out. So I think, like, step one to ganking that bot lane is punishing Kiwiism. And I know that Necrox also took shots at Yoshi, but I think Yoshi does spend enough attention down there to make ganking it difficult. Maybe he doesn't always gank the bot lane because he doesn't need to. Just his presence there is usually sufficient to dissuade the incoming gank.
Big volley bear energy is what we call those.
Big volley energy. We have seen a lot of volley out of Yoshi recently. We'll see if he does pull that out, or the rumble that he does so like. But again, will be critical for that early game to keep Waffle alive, to let Lotus get to their late game scaling win condition in Waffle Wheel, and see if that's enough to stand up to people like Giga, like Tupper, that also like to pick some of these scaling champions. But with that will wrap up our first matchup of the night. We'll move it on along to our matchup from stream number 1, which will be Sparta Prime up against seed number 1 here in Who Flashed That Fight. Gentlemen, give me a little bit about these two teams. We saw Sparta play last week. They 3-0'd AoE, and probably more convincing fashion than I think a couple of us thought. Finnick, you're predicting a 3-2 here. Tell me a little bit about why.
I'm not sure who's going to win. I just think that it's going to be 5 games. And really comes down to... I've heard a lot about Sparta Prime throughout the season from my fellow casters and from other things. They've looked like the second best team in the league the entire time. They just don't have the place or the record to show it because they had an unfortunate forfeit early on in the season. The only series they dropped was to Who Flashed That Fight, and they only lost that series in a 2-1. So knowing that, the Sparta Prime roster, especially with the jungle upgrade of Muscle in the jungle, he's been looking very good ever since he came in week 7, but really first game week 8. They are looking to take Who Flashed That Fight all the way in the distance. And the jungle matchup's going to be where I'm going to look the hardest. Baka versus Muscle. Baka, of course, very instrumental to Who Flashed the Fight. First team jungler in the Heavy League All-Stars. Very good. Watch out for Olaf. Watch out for potentially the Diana flex between him and Donut Maker. This top side is going to be a bit of a difference maker for Who Flashed that Fight. But for Sparta Prime, meanwhile, I want to look at Muscle. I want to look at Boost's success. Get Boost ahead, and you will win the game. I think it's going to be a close one. 5 games.
5 games. Do we have agreements or disagree? Agreement or disagreement from you two here, Necrox and RMC?
I'll give you an opportunity, RMC, if you want to take this one first. I know I already said I think this one's going to 5, but if you have a strong opinion, you can take it.
I mean, for myself, I'll let my bars do the talking. So go ahead, Necrox. My round's coming up soon enough.
Fair enough. I'll hear your thoughts in a moment. I'm going to agree with Finnick on the 5 games. I think jungle matchup, Baka favored. I mean, I don't know how you could argue that Baka is probably going to win this unless Muscle can get somewhat creative in the jungle and begin to find angles where maybe Dustodon is a little too far ahead, known for a sort of drag down, knockout kind of top lane. Woohyun versus Dusk. I expect a lot of sloppiness up there, so junglers could get involved. The matchup for me, as it always seems to be for some reason, 80 carry matchup. This one is so freaking important. Not only do you have Boost on Samira, one of the most aggressive snowball type champions in the bot lane, you have Stingus, who's kind of the exact opposite. May not have a very aggressive laning phase, but guides his team to victory, holds the metaphorical light and lantern ahead of his squad, trying to lead them into the right call, even drafting for them. So we'll see if Stingus and Dokdo can make something happen in this bot lane, but I think this 2v2 is going to be really, really important.
You realize that Boost is not going to get Samira, right?
We said that last week, and then he got Samira.
yeah. I mean, hey, if Who Flashed the Fight feel that confident, maybe they give it up.
Okay, well, we've had a little bit of a taste for these two teams. Let's find out what the rest of our casting crew here, me and RMC, had to say about it as we roll. Our rap battle here actually went a little bit back and forth. Hey! Excellency. DJ, coming back at you. Got RMC in the back of the wave too. Say if you were here last year, you're
this time I need a
very
little
familiar
help, 'cause I
with
got a
my
question that
production
needs an
style.
answer. Who flashed that fight?
Take a seat, kids, so I can spread the good word about a little concept that I ain't sure you heard. We call it comms, short for communication, and the boys trying to preach it across the nation. Got the BBO swagger from the man at the helm, a happy bee player. Got an eye for a gem, be it a draft or a donut or whatever you want. Man could turn any trash into a piece of art. Ain't no surprise the boys leading the pack in every conceivable facet stat. Towers, heralds, dragons, fans galore. Even got the best Korean import sense core. Call him Cassidon, walking across the void so wide. Looking for a team that can make them actually try. So you can kick like Lee, fly away like Quinn. Y'all already know they don't do nothing but win.
Okay. You think that's hot stuff? Now listen up here. Sparta Prime, you heard that right? Warriors who don't give up the fight. They came in fourth after 8 weeks. FF week 1 and cut those cheeks. Only lost Who Flashed the Fight. They came back strong. No Barco bite. 300 health. Their mock will lie. These 5 will bleed the whole league dry. Now take a dip in Woohyun's ocean. Sit one to gang back the Orson boys and won the lane. Think again. He just stood up on Orn or Gwen on a stroll alone in the woods. Muscle will get you good. You can run and you can hide. Even through nerves, he'll break your stride. With an axe spear in hand, he'll take your buffs, kill you to pan. Only reason he didn't make a pro game count too damn low. Now, stop aim me. Play. Ding, a lot of Seraphine. Songstress, dropping them beats, buffing friends, putting forwards and right cheats. Ban the champs, he's got some more. Silas was victor to win the war. Boost success, L9's its own. They're stronger together, but not weak alone. Keep Boost Samira, you just keep a Penta L9. The owner GG, it's over.
Alright, RMC. That was okay. But you're new around these parts. Show you how it's really done. All that muscle Sparta gain, please, that's inflated. He's just a yellow ass square whose path things outdated. Want to match wits with Baka on the Grandmaster's board? He'll be calling you his name while you're crying in your Discord. And Woohyun, come on, dude. I don't mean to be rude. Man couldn't even deal with AoE and Deathsu. Laning into Dusk, that's just self-inflicted pain. Hellsting's cat can play a better set game. You think your bot lane is your saving grace? Haha, Dokto's gonna be all up in your face.
A singular band makes sights don't go lame. And Boost, come on, man, it's right there in the name. And if you thought you could try to rap your way out of your foul without a bear slap a top gap with both your pack sacks intact, you're dead wrong. Cause Donut just ulted, now you're falling under the moonlight. It's too bright like dusk on Aatrox in a team fight. He's gonna end your world and steal your girl. Cause ain't nobody gonna love a Spartan after he unfurls. Like CLG to an early grave, they'll drag you down till they're taking all your money, all your pride, and their heavy league crown.
Blah, blah, blah. That's a lot of talk. But for real, DJ? Dust to dawn, self-inflicted pain. Only because he's all alone in that lane. He's off playing farm sims while his team losing limbs. Didn't you know team fights are how you find those wins? Back is decent, I'll give you that true. But Grandmaster's bored, more like Dames that go woo woo. Donut Maker, he's full of holes. Have you seen his KP? Psh, what a troll. He's got some kills, he's got low deaths, but he won't pass the assists test. Bot lane isn't about saving grace, it's all about putting them fools in their place. Singing is playing cog, more can't find kills, go cry more. Doctors Lulu drinking Kool-Aid, getting caught out, engaged and played. Who flash a fight? Man, they'd better be afraid. Best of 5, Sparta will take it all the way. Play so slick, you won't know night from day. Crazy picks and rotations, you'll have palpitations. Your top snap, jungle gap, make slap, bot crap. Sparta Prime got heavy league all hyped. Who flashed that fight? About to get full team wiped.
Hey, Excellency Heavy League Productions, baby.
All right. I would just like to say your rap blew Necrox and me out of the water already. Like
Straight up.
just straight up. I don't know what I was doing. Like Rage Against the Machine. No, like you guys absolutely slap. All right.
Yeah.
But now we can ask your opinions on this match. Start with DJ because you're normally hosting this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I mean, you heard a little bit of it in the rap. I would say, obviously, was rapping for Who Flashed That Fight, but I largely lean that way. I disagree with you guys. I think this will be a 3-1 series. I think Who Flashed That Fight will take it, and a lot of the reason, Finnick, that you've heard that Sparta Prime is a really good team is because I was the one saying they were a really good team. I was the one who'd been ranking them number 2 for like 4 or 5 weeks straight, but they're number 2 because Who Flashed That Fight is number 1, and nobody's that close to Who Flashed That Fight, in my opinion. I think it's going to be a bit of an issue getting the bot lane ahead because I don't think Stingus is gonna let them get anywhere near Samir in this draft. I think it's really easy for him to ban that one away, take a lane that he can play in. It's not like he was far away from Boost in terms of power
You're
rankings.
rhyming now, DJ. What the heck is going on? You just spat 3 rhymes in a row.
It's not like he's that far away from Boost in terms of power rankings and AD carry, so I don't think that lane's going to be a problem at all. I think the mid lane, there is going to be a bit of a gap between Donut Maker and Stop Aim, who's mostly playing that supportive Seraphine. And I think most importantly, it's going to be that top lane. I'm very worried about Wuhyun. I know I ranked him very high coming into the playoffs, but that set game was really concerning to me because Stingus was a top laner. If there's anyone that knows how to take advantage of that matchup in terms of draft, it's going to be him. And I think if you give a draft advantage to Dusk, I don't think that matchup will be close. I'm very worried about that. I think Who Flashed That Fight cleaned this series up. The one game they throw away, I think they're throwing it away in draft as they mess around a little bit.
Okay. I mean, we're obviously on different sides of this, DJ. I will give you this. I do think in the current iteration, I do have concerns that L9 Sightstone came in for Enos. And we've been hearing so much about Enos all split long, and then suddenly they changed the support. So I do think there's pretty good odds that Who Flashed That Fight will win this. But I don't think it's going to be a 3-1. I don't think it's going to be a 3-0. I think this goes full 5 games. And I said in the wrap as well, the teams are just competitive. They're really, really close. And Who Flashed That Fight, they've looked cleaner during the regular season. Their team play is better, but their games against Sparta Prime. Sparta Prime is a team that revels in the chaos. The messier the game gets, the higher the kill count, the better they perform. So I feel like Sparta Prime can kind of drag Who Flashed Their Fight into their pace. And to me, I'm watching the jungle because Baka and Muscle, this is where things are going to happen. I will agree with DJ that Baka's pathing and his ganking, just the way he plays the jungle is very, very smart. But what do you do when something like Muscle just crashes into lanes and force ganks, force fights? suddenly you have to respond, and it starts getting kind of messy. And that's exactly how Sparta Prime likes to play. So I do think we're going to get a full 5 games here. I do expect a lot of kills, high kill count, as long as the draft doesn't go wonky, as long as we don't see like Samira and Leona being given over to L9 and Boost. Well, even then, I guess the kill counts will still be high.
I'm going to echo what RMC says and really put the emphasis on the way Sparta Prime plays the game and what could cause Who Flashed That Fight a lot of issues. I had a little bit of internet connectivity issues, but we're back. I think RMC hit it on the nail, where Sparta Prime is willing to fight really at any time and at any objective, even over something small like a buff or a crab. And I'm not sure Who Flashed That Fight is ready for it. Baka may be doing a little too many calculations on the other side of the map, not ready. They might find themselves at a numbers disadvantage, just may not be willing to give up a wave. And Sparta Prime is absolutely willing to give up anything. The only one I would say probably doesn't want to move is Boost, probably just because he isn't getting Samira. But I don't know. I think Who Flashed That Fight might find themselves rocked in game 1 just because of the nature of game 1s. They're often really, really over volatile. And then it's just a question of can Stingus really rally the squad and calm them down and get them back into stride and really take this series under their own control.
Okay. I think you guys have a pretty gross mischaracterization of how Who Flashed That Fight plays the game.
Or maybe it's just 3v1 and you're grasping at straws here.
I mean, okay, I guess we'll let it play out and find out.
I would be a DJ Joe, just to lock my prediction in, because I know I'm not going to be covering this one. 3-2, Who Flashed That Fight after a bad game 1 for them. That's where I'll go.
Yeah, you heard me. It's going to be 3-1. I think the game that they drop is after going up 2-0.
3-2 Sparta Prime.
3-2 Who Flashed That Fight.
All right, then. All right.
So RMC automatically loses, right? Because he just didn't choose his own team that he
I
rapped
did
for.
get wiped. I mean, DJ's done the rap. He comes on the desk. He's hosting this, and he's still dropping rhymes.
Yeah. So DJ and I, we're paired up. We both won. We're obviously the winners of this thing. Do you want to give a speech, DJ, for us both? You speak better than me anyway. So just victory speech here, really quick.
Yeah, no need for victory speech. I'm just ready to get into these games, Necrox. That's the only thing I'm here for. I'm here for the players. We're here for the stories. That's why the rap happens. So nothing from me.
All right, I'm ready for it, man. Let's get straight into game 1. I'm freaking pumped.
We will be going to a bit of a short break as we do migrate over to stream number 2. So keep your eyes there. We'll be back after a bit of a short break. Sorry about that.